Hello from Berlin, and we're here for the launch of the 2016 Volkswagen Tiguan, the all-new Tiguan. And we're here at Mellow Park, which has been converted into a kind of an off-road arena for us to go have a play in this car. But before we get to that, and I have driven it here about an hour's route through the city and some outskirts as well, and I can tell you a little bit about what it's like to drive. But before I want to do that, I want to just show you around the car. Let's go have a look. So the 2016 Volkswagen Tiguan is an all-new car. It's based on a new platform, the MQB platform, as Volkswagen calls it. It's the same platform that underpins things like the Audi A3, Audi TT, and Volkswagen Golf. It's the first time, however, that this platform has been used for an SUV, and according to Volkswagen, it represents the start of a new assault by Volkswagen on all segments in the SUV market all across the world. And they expect to have a new car in each of those segments by the end of the decade. And talking of the world, they've sold 2.8 million of these since it was introduced in 2007, and they've done that in 170 countries. Hang on, aren't there just 196 countries in the entire world? Anyway, compact SUVs are the fastest growing segment according to VW, and this one has grown too. In fact, it is 60 millimeters longer, it's 30 millimeters wider, but however, it's 33 millimeters lower. The interior space has also grown by 77 millimeters. Just 29 millimeters of which is for the rear knee room. And despite the larger footprint, it actually is 53 kilograms lighter. It's also sleeker, which is suggested in the way that it looks. It doesn't look as upright as before, it just looks a lot leaner compared to the old car. In fact, the drag coefficient on this thing is just 0.32 CD, which puts it among sports cars, I think. In fact, that's very impressive considering it was 0.37 before. So a quick look under the bonnet here. As you can imagine, most of these other cars here on the press drive are actually diesels, but we've got ourselves a petrol car. Now in our market, we're probably going to get initially two petrol engine cars. There'll be a 1.4, which is 150 horsepower. That's only two-wheel drive, and it comes with a 6-speed DSG automatic. The next one up from that will be the 2-liter, and that's 180 brake horsepower. That will have 4-motion all-wheel drive and a 7-speed DSG. And then that will come in a couple of trims, S and SE, etc., the usual sort of thing. The one on top of that, these two will come in September, and later in the year they're launching the third one, which will be the sport version. That's also a 2-liter, and that's a 220 horsepower unit, also with a 7-speed DSG, also with 4-motion all-wheel drive, and that will come, like I said, with sport, with R-line trim. Time to have a look at the back of the car. Notice this line that now comes all the way along the waist. It actually cuts into the back fender there and gives a unique sort of distinctive cutout surface area around the rear taillights. You see that? Actually makes the car look pretty distinctive from the back as we've been following it around. I should have mentioned that this car that we're looking at is both an on-road and off-road version. There's an on-road version, off-road version. It's down to ground clearance approach angles. I'll tell you about that later. Let's just have a look at the boot of this car. That's powered, of course. Yeah, very reasonable size actually, quite large, quite deep, quite wide, pretty handy. And look over here, you have a removable torch. You can actually take that out and use it as a torch. It's got a power supply there, which is actually a plug. And I'll tell you why they've actually included that. And over here you've got the split folding seats. There's anchor hooks down there, another power supply down here, and these hooks to hang bags and stuff. Underneath here you have this huge space which will probably have a space saver wheel by the time we get it in our market. Now the idea behind this is that it actually will be a flat wheel. It will basically won't be full of air, and you'll be able to use the power supply to actually power a compressor to pump it up in order to use that spare wheel. Over here we have a release for the rear seat, and if you pull that seat goes down, and this increases the capacity. In fact, once you fold all the seats down, you actually get 145 more litre space in this car compared to the outgoing one. So let's have a look at the back space of this car. Oh, it's pretty spacious and, you know, not too bad at all. Look at this. We have a table. Isn't that quite nice? Down here, there's a couple of vents, so that's pretty handy for the rear. And of course, you've got the USB now with that kit. Well, Volkswagen now have USBs, isn't that so nice? So USB and a power supply. Loads of power supplies in this car. It's really good. So quite upright here, a little bit higher up, I think. And this entire bench, let's see, the split folding, the 60/40, they individually slide back and forth. And in fact, they have now increased the amount that you can slide it back and forth compared to the previous car. The previous car also had that. What else have we got back here? We've got an armrest with 3 cup holders. There's a massive full-length sunroof in this edition. We have individual lights back here, which is quite nice. But generally, the seating position, I find you just pull that little thing to drop that. The seating position is quite nice. It's a little bit raised up. And I think they found that they like, you know, people that own these sort of cars and passengers that ride these sort of cars like to be raised up a little bit. Certainly for children, it's less claustrophobic and they get to see out the window. Let's have a look at the front. So here we are, check this out, fully digital new instrument panel, starter button down here, let's start it up. And you can see that come to life. That's a fully digital panel. As I said, we've seen this before in Audi TT and in new Audis. Now it's trickling into Volkswagen as well. Configurable, larger MMI stuff there. You've now got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and all that sort of stuff in there. There's a USB down there at the bottom with an aux and also a power supply, so you can easily connect it up. So that's quite handy. 3-zone climate control on the steering. You've got remotes for the thing. Over here you've got active adaptive cruise control, which even works in traffic jams. So it'll actually bring the car to a complete halt and then move off again as the traffic moves off. So if you're feeling really lazy, that's a really good thing. DSG, as I mentioned, and then drive modes down here for off-roading and on-roading, and also an individual mode which you can select. So the seats also are more comfortable. They now have Ergo Active Contouring something or other. The foam is more better, and it gives you more lateral support apparently, and they're just more comfortable. The seating position itself is elevated a bit more than before, so it gives you a better view, less claustrophobic, and it's just, you know, nice sort of thing that people want in these sort of cars. So and a quite useful cubby box and little storage compartments and spaces. So all in all, very good. Quite like it. But the next thing to do really is to see how it drives. Right, so we're in a Tiguan. This is a diesel version actually, and now we're doing the off-road segment. I have actually no idea where I'm supposed to be going. They told me to follow the orange arrows, so that's what I'm going to do. And it's oh, I see, it's braking by itself. So just as we came over that brow, I just felt the brake pedal just take over, and it started braking by itself. So here we go. These are just sort of up and downs. Just attacking them gently, but the car just sort of seems to handle it. Is it going to climb up here? I need to give it a bit of power. A little bit of power, I think, yeah. Gets it over. A little bit of a rut here, so let's take it nice and slow. First time I've been on this course, literally you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. So really not quite sure what I'm doing. And now there's a bit of mud. Don't like mud. Bit up and down. And what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Ah, okay, so we are going, this is like a bowl, not a sand bowl that we're used to. It's just sort of a steeply angled bowl. And we're just going round. Here we are. Ooh, here we go. So I don't know, it's about 45 degrees or something like that. I don't know. Just following the lines of the cones and straight up there. I think we're going up there now. There we go. We're going up this steep hill with a bit of power and no problem at all. Just straight up. And yeah, we're on the flat. Here we are. Look at that. Straight up. I think the traction kind of cut in there. I could feel it just moving the wheels around a little bit, and something was going on definitely. So there's a lot of electronics in this car that are helping you out doing these things. There we go. And oh, the hill descent is taken over again. And here we go around on this bit here. Somebody taking pictures. And here we are. I don't know what sort of angle this is. But we are at quite a steep angle. I mean, I swear to God, I feel like I'm going to tip over. This is how it feels to me. It does feel to me like I'm going to tip over, but no such drama. Oh, this looks a bit messy. Lots of broken up bricks and things.
This obstacle is built for your driving experience with air view.
Right.
Please start the air views.
How do I do that?
With the, no? Look, on the right side.
This one?
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I got it.
touch the speaker symbol, then you have silence in the car.
This one?
Yes,
Yeah.
this one. And now touch close to the door. Yes?
This here?
Yes?
Yeah.
And now the second button on the right side. Right?
Yeah,
yes.
this one?
Next.
This
Down.
one?
Yes, this one.
Okay.
Perfect.
So that's showing me each
only
side.
The side left
Right,
and right.
right.
And if you drive at the same distance to the blue line, left and right, then you drive in the middle.
So I'm supposed to go across this bridge now using only this surround view. It's showing me each side and it's showing me an aerial bird's eye view of the car. Here we go. We're going over some rocks first. And then I've got to line it up with these blue lines. I can see them now actually. I can see the blue lines. And I believe that I am on this. And just looking down at the screen. Oh, and what is this? Shit, that looks terrifying. I think it's a series of steps. So I'm just slowly inching forward. There we go. Oh, they're not as bad as they looked on the camera. I swear to God. And here we are. And now we have an up and down. So one side up, one side down. And again, yeah. I'm using the combination of the man and the camera. So there you go. I'm now on both of these. And here we are.
Okay. Great.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Which way now? That way. Yeah.
Off the camera.
Thanks, man. So now we're going round. Where are we going around? We are going around this way. It's a more mud. Oh, I love mud. No, I don't. So here we have an up and down situation, so a few hilly mounds. We're going to get a bit of axle articulation. I need a little bit of power to just get over, and I think they told me just to keep it pretty much as straight as possible. Some of the electronics is working there, I can feel it. And this bit is a bit interesting because then it goes up on one side, down on the other, and then it kind of flips to the other side. So that must be confusing the hell out of the car, and it is a little bit slippery as well. I just want to slow it down because I don't want to. Okay, now I think I have buggered it. There you go. And there we go. Wow, that got it so far. I thought for a minute there it might be getting stuck, but it wasn't. It was just needed a little bit more power to just get it out of that situation. But it's actually really, really good. And I don't feel it at all grounding or touching the bottom at all. It just seems to have looked after itself. It just seems to have figured out what it was meant to do and just done it. A lot of these off-roaders now have these electronic sensors and systems that just make things so much easier, you know, for a complete klutz like me to drive as well. So straight up this hill, I guess, between these two blue cones. There we go, a bit of power. And then down, I guess. And yeah, here we go. This is down, straight down. Yeah, the brakes are doing the job. I don't even need to touch the brakes. In fact, I need to touch the accelerator to release the brakes. And there you go. So there we are. How about that? Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was an off-roading in this car. So we've had great fun here in a very sunny day here in Berlin, where we've had a go in these Tiguans. I've had a good drive of them on the road, and also a little bit of fun here in this off-road facility that they've created for us here in Menlo Park. As you'd expect, they are very good to drive, just as you expect. Most importantly, I suppose, for cars like this, is that they're very easy to drive, and crucially, these cars now have a lot of safety features, a lot of driver's aids, just make life so much easier. What impressed me even more than the driving, however, is just the way it looks. Look at it, check it out. I mean, compared to how the old car used to look, a little bit stodgy and upright, that looks really sleek and sporty. Plus the interior, lots more space, very comfortable, very practical, lots of little features and clever little touches inside. So yeah, really like that. Definitely want to put on your shopping list, your short list, should you be looking out for a compact segment in this compact SUV in this very fiercely fought segment. Stay tuned to Motoring Middle East. Just search for us on all of the channels and our website, motoringme.com. Thanks so much for watching. So I've just got back from driving the Tiguans, and this is the hotel that we're staying in here in Berlin that Volkswagen are putting us up in. It's a very nice place. It's called the, what is that, the Das Stew. But a very elegant building, very, very smart building from outside. When you come inside, I got a bit confused when I came in first because I thought, oh my God, I wandered into somebody's office because there's like an Apple Mac and everything. But you know what? It's got my name on it, so I guess I must be in the right place. But then you wonder, well, where's the bed? Well, if you go down this long bit down here, and there's the bed right there. And some nice chairs. And it's all very nice actually, very plush, but quite modern. But all of that is not the weirdest thing. You want to see the weirdest thing? Here's the weirdest thing. I have an elephant outside my window. So out here with the Volkswagen this evening, they brought us to a very swish place where apparently we're going to be having dinner later on. But the interesting thing about this here in Germany is that this used to be East Berlin, and look at the transformation this place has undergone. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So this structure that you see there is a new Tiguan, resplendent in the sandpit. Look, they've just created an entire sandpit. I wonder if they've done that for the benefit of us, you know. But if you look above it, you'll see an old gas tank. That was essentially somewhere where they used to hold a whole load of gas, but this has now been converted into a fancy media studio attached to some new buildings over there. And you look around, you can see the fusion of sort of the old structures, which clearly must have been those fused with the newer ones. And you see some nice brand new buildings over here. And this is a place where we're all at tonight, you know. I haven't been inside yet. It's starting to get a bit cold, so I think I might just go inside and have a look. See if I can find a cup of tea.